So it has been about 11 months since my husband was diagnosed with his brain cancer. And those of you who are following me know the story. Those of you who don't, I'll do a quick recap. June of 2017, my husband collapsed on me and started seizing and was rushed to the hospital to find out that he had a massive brain tumor. They don't know how long it's been up there, but it basically was cutting off his ventricle in his brain, which was what caused the seizure. So a quarter of his brain was taken out. And on top of that, it triggered his PTSD from being over in Desert Storm and in the Army. So it has been a long road for us, not only going through the mental of the hospitals and going to Roswell every day for his radiation last summer for 2 straight months. And now he's on chemo 5 days out of, 5 days at the beginning. The first 5 days of every month he's on chemo. Thank God he gets to take that at home. He does not have to go into the hospital for that or go to Roswell for that. But we do have some things that we have been dealing with that are probably never going to go back to normal. And those of you who have been through this know that things will never be the same again. You just have to accept what is. What it is what it's going to be, and you can either let it defeat you or you can find a way to make it work for you. So through a lot of trial and error and a lot of fighting and just us trying to figure it out, here are some things that my husband goes through that he's never going to get back. He has memory loss. This is from his PTSD. He doesn't remember anything from Desert Storm. Nothing, not really, which is kind of crazy. He was over there for the whole war and doesn't remember any of it. He remembers things prior, and he doesn't really remember anything after until he was home. He does not process things. So if somebody asks him a question, it takes him a little bit to answer. So when it comes to taking care of making appointments or financial questions and stuff like that, I have had to take over all the reins of that because he can't process everything as fast as other people can. He cannot focus or concentrate on anything for a long period of time. So we moved, and those of you that have followed me know that we bought a house, but there was some stuff that was left behind. We lived above my in-laws. That was all my husband's. It was one of my husband's childhood house. He had lived there for 40 some years, that he still had stuff accumulated up into the attic. And this was a double, so it wasn't like we were living with my in-laws. We actually rented from them. And I couldn't go through it because I didn't know what he wanted to keep and what he wanted to throw away. And we moved in January. It is now mid-May. And he goes over there and he can't focus. He knows what he wants to do when he gets there, and he can't focus once he gets there. So I have to go over there. We're actually doing that this weekend. I have to go over there, and I have to just start throwing things out for him. And if it gets to be too much, he can only do like a half an hour at a time because his brain it can only handle and process so much at once. He does very well at work. His work is very regimented, and the more regimented something is, the better he does, because then he knows it's what he's got to do every day. I don't want anybody to think that my husband is not capable of taking care of himself. He is. Has a very high quality of life. It's just things are different. When it comes to, I have to do all the scheduling because he just can't. When we go through the finances and do the budgeting, I will ask him questions and he loses focus. So he just loses focus all the time. And that's the big thing is him losing focus, me having to keep him straight. On his days off of work, this is where things kind of get a little hairy, because it's not so regimented on his days off. I want him to be able to sleep in. But he's always got stuff that he has planned in his head that he wants to do. And then when he gets up on his days off, he doesn't remember any of it. And then by the time he figures it out, the day is almost over with. So he gets very frustrated. So we have come up with solutions. So as during the week he thinks of things, I have my planner, and on my planner I have little notes down at the bottom, and as he rattles things off during the week, the things that he wants to get done, I make a whole list, and on his day off I give it to him. Here's the thing, I don't nag him about doing it unless it's going to affect me or us as a whole, because I know he can't process things as fast as I can, and if it's not going to affect me, then it's okay. I let it go. Then he's got it for his next day off. So it's just little things that we've had to adjust with, and it's hard, but we do it, and we don't let it defeat us. We just figure out a way to do it. It's just different, and we're doing it. It's been a year, and we've been fighting a good fight, and we still have some more to go. Talk to you later. Bye.